Hello and welcome to our Eastenders review. This is the first of our channel's episodes, so I am really excited. And what better way to kick off from yesterday's, oh my god, episode. I was so on the edge of my seat when I saw that Mel had survived. Oh, okay, let's just go from the top. There's going to be spoilers in this episode, so if you haven't watched the last few episodes, I'm really sorry, it's spoilers. You may want to go and find something else or go to iPlayer and watch that episode right now. Anyway, I was absolutely gutted when Mel was alive, when you could see that she was alive. I was so proud of Sharon for actually helping her out the car, because I don't know what I would have done, I'll be honest. Okay, that's just shown that I'm a really evil person. But I thought Sharon was amazing. Even though she was quite heavily pregnant, she's still getting on her knees and trying to save someone who, let's face it, used to be a bit of a friend. When you heard Hunter saying mum, I kind of got tingles, because Kate Oates has been introducing this ghostly element to the show for a few months now. If we think about Lucy Beale, and there's been a few other times where something kind of not quite right's happened. And isn't that right with the real world, that there is things that go on that you don't just see and physically hear? Anyway, so when Sharon eventually got her out the car, I thought, okay, Sharon, there's no way she's going to stop this now. No way at all. When she wanted to go back to the car the first time, I was like, oh my God, couldn't believe it. And then, of course, what happened. Oh my goodness. It was Mel's final destination moment, and it was amazing. She just splatted. Oh, it was outrageous. I was in shock. I screamed. My family were in another room watching football, and they got confused because they're the ones that normally scream when there's goals, and there's me screaming because Mel has just been splatted by a truck. Oh my God. What an ending for that character. Amazing. And the acting was just, it was just amazing all throughout. So these scenes were kind of ordered around other things going on in the square. So obviously we have the Chantal and Gray situation. I can't believe that Karen just blurted it out the way that she did. That was a bit of a shocker. My actual thought, I know that Chantal is going to accompany Gray to a counselling session in the near future, and my thought was that that was a good way of her safely delivering that news in an environment where if he was to get angry or kick off, then there would be professional help around. So the fact that Karen blurted it out, but of course, bless Karen, she doesn't know the full story, and I doubt Gray would survive very long if she did. Going on to the Sharon, no, let me start that again. Going on to the Mick and Linda story with little Oliver. I'm interested to see where this is going. I think it's a very interesting conversation, and Billy's advice to Linda I thought was perfect. And I've never seen that side of Billy before. In fact, I thought all the acting in yesterday's episode in particular was just spot on. I think the only person I would point out is Gray. I do think he's a bit of a caricature of a soap villain. Yes, I know he's supposed to be a bit sinister, a bit evil, but a bit likeable because everybody has a redeeming quality. But I don't know. I'm just not fully buying Grey, and as a result, I think it kind of hurts that storyline a little bit. So I'm hoping that as that story progresses and picks up over the coming months, that we'll see a bit better from the actor that plays Grey. Um, I thought Keanu played a blinder in yesterday's episode, and Kush, who seems to be a bit of a loose end at the moment, yeah, they've paired him up with Kat, and he's living with his son, and yeah, but his character seems to have run into a bit of a wall. There's not been much drama in his life since Carmel left, really. So I'm hoping for bigger things for him, and of course, you've probably heard the news, but spoiler alert yet again, Keanu looks like he may be being killed off by the end of the year, and we can only surmise who is going to be responsible for that. Um, I thought the stunts were brilliant in this episode. Yeah, I thought that all of kind of the scenes that were surrounding the Sharon and Mel drama were strung on their own, which is unusual for EastEnders because they normally kind of pepper filler scenes in. But we don't seem to be getting much filler at the moment. It tends to be everybody's storyline is picking up. I think maybe that's the time of the year, but I'm loving Kate Oates' work at the moment. And then finally, Sharon gets home. Phil is by the side of her asking why she didn't stop in hospital. And I think if I was Sharon, I'd just be too stressed to stay in hospital. I need to be in the square knowing what people are saying. What I don't understand is, even though we clearly saw bystanders see what happened with the car, that the rumor is going around that Sharon killed Mel. There's lots. There were people. There was the car that had broke down initially that caused the collision. The truck driver could confirm that she just stepped out of nowhere. So that's a bit of a jump. I can understand why you'd assume that. And I thought the blood on your hands line was amazing. It was a very, very strong line. Phil's confusion, the way that Sharon kind of sowed the seeds of what was going on to knock it out of his head, anything else, if that makes sense. I thought that was very clever. And then, of course, when Lisa comes in and drops the bombshell, that's not your child. Oh my goodness me. Keanu's face, he was drained because, of course, out of all this, Keanu's got probably the most to lose, including his life. So that was the roundup of yesterday's fantastic episode. They need to keep this kind of level of drama really, really up. I don't believe there's an episode tonight because of Children in Need. There may be some sort of dancing element, but I don't really prescribe to that kind of entertainment. So what can we look forward to next week on The Square? I understand that Ben and Callum are kind of at the opposite ends of the spectrum when it comes to law and order, with Callum looking at going into the police force and Ben realising that if he wants to stay with Callum, he may need to turn over a new leaf. It looks like Mick may have a plan for Linda, but I think that Linda is starting to drink more and more heavily, and it looks like we're in for an alcoholism storyline for Linda and Mick. In other news, it looks like there may be trouble ahead yet again for Tiffany and Keegan. And some of the newspapers are reporting, and I think it's just because Linda and Billy had that conversation yesterday, that Linda and Billy are going to be having an affair. There's also been rumours of Mick and Honey having an affair. But then I've just seen a rumour that Karen will be spending more time with Billy now. She has a job working at the club. And so there may be a new romance budding there as well. And then we've got all the clean-up between the mess of Sharon and Mel, and literally, in Mel's case, the mess. Clean-up in aisle 2. Will Phil believe what Lisa told him? Will Lucy Benjamin be leaving because of Mel's death? We know that her contract comes to an end very, very soon. How will this change the relationship between Sharon and Keanu? Will Phil believe Lisa or not, or will he pretend to not believe her so we can get some more information? Because that's my guess in this mess. I thought the similarities between Mel's death and Steve's death were just perfect. It's closed that whole Steve storyline off completely. However, I did see in the Daily Express, I think it was, they were reporting that Mel was going to steal Louise's baby. So is Mel really dead? Let's hope so. I think Tasmin Aithwaite's done an amazing job as Mel, but I do really think that story has come to a close and we need to get some fresh blood in EastEnders. Yeah, I think we need to get a lot more fresh blood in EastEnders, please. So that's it for our roundup and review of EastEnders this week. I really hope you enjoyed it. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to hear more great EastEnders reviews, and hopefully we'll see you next week. Bye.